and Friends
with Suzy Cato.
Kia ora e hoa, it's Suzy Cato here.
And Trevor here with Suzy and Friends in a podcast.
Made right here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, with the help of amazing tamariki just like you. And guess what? This episode is our 10th. We've hit double digits. Woohoo! We're getting so big.
Woohoo, eh? Double digits. We are getting big. We're in senior school now and, intermediates next.
Well, not quite. But it's wonderful to have 10 episodes there ready for you to listen to whenever you want. And I've loved receiving all the cool comments from tamariki and their whānau across the motu about the show.
If you know someone who hasn't heard Suzy and Friends in a podcast, tell them to visit our website, suzy.co.nz. There are links to this podcast. There's also links to our YouTube channel, our radio show, and a whole lot more. Just like Suzy and Friends in a podcast, there's a little bit of something wonderful for everyone.
Like the competition with no prize. What's that sound? Are your taringa, your ears tuned in, ready to listen to this week's sound? We'll play it now and a couple more times during Suzy and Friends. You see how quickly you can guess what it is, okay? Are you ready? Whakarongo.
Ooh, that sounds familiar. Where have I heard that before? Hey, let's hear it again, eh?
What's that sound? Do you know?
Is it some kind of machine or engine or toy? What is that sound?
We'll tell you at the end of Suzy and Friends. Coming up, we have some funky fun facts. I get to read you a story. It's a request from Natalia. And Harry tells us about a book he's read called Sparrow Fart. But first, Ted, Quinn and Emma share our triple treat of jokes.
What did the finger say to the thumb?
What did the finger say to the thumb? I don't know.
People will say we're ungloved.
Quinn has a joke for us. What is it, Quinn?
What do you call Santa's cat at the beach?
What do you call Santa's cat at the beach?
Sandy Claus.
What do cats like to eat for breakfast?
I don't know. What do cats like to eat for breakfast?
Mice bubbles.
This is Suzy and Friends with my friend and your friend, Suzy Cato.
Ka pai tō mahi, tamariki. Well done. Those were some very good jokes. Hey, if you like those jokes, you will love our joke page on our website, suzy.co.nz. Loads of jokes just for you.
I love jokes, and there are some really cool ones on our joke page. Do you love jokes too and laughing? Well, right now it's time for...
Fun facts. Fun facts. Fun facts.
And this week's fun facts are about laughing and why we need to do more of it. Fun fact 1. Have you ever heard the saying, laughter is the best medicine? Well, it might not be the best medicine, but it is really good for you. It's good for your heart. It's good for your lungs. It's good for your brain. In fact, it's good for your whole body. Fun fact 2. A baby usually starts laughing when they're about 3 or 4 months old. A baby usually laughs as a reaction when they're surprised. But they soon start laughing at funny things, like their family pulling funny faces, and animals and people doing funny things. And once babies start laughing, they usually never stop. Most humans find lots of things funny right through their lives, though kids do tend to laugh more than adults. Fun fact 3. Apparently, even pretending to laugh is good for you because it can help lift your mood if you're feeling a bit low, and it does all those good things for your heart and lungs and brain that real laughing does. In fact, there are clubs all around the world that people join and go to laugh together, just because it's good for you. And that's fun facts for this week.
Wow, that is amazing. Clubs that people go to just to laugh. Not comedy clubs where people tell jokes, but just clubs where people go to laugh. What else do you know about these laughing clubs, Suzy?
Well, I've never actually been to one, but apparently we've got loads of them in Aotearoa, and it's about finding the funny in everyday things, like brushing your hair, doing the dishes, driving the car even, everything.
How funny. Hey, the book Harry's talking about shortly is a funny one. It is called Sparrow Fart. Yes, Sparrow Fart. But first, here's Suzy with a story from Suzy's Book Corner. What book is it this week, Suzy?
The Sava Chair. It's written by Jo Carson-Barr, and it's illustrated by her son, Simon Barr. Nicholas and Chantel were having a holiday with Auntie Em. They had been having so much fun, swimming, riding their boogie boards, rowing on the river, and playing in the sand. Today was their last day. "Let's do something special," said Auntie Em. "We could go and get some cockles and cook them on the barbecue." "Yes, please, Auntie Em," said the kids. "How many cockles can you eat, Nicholas?" asked Auntie Em. "Tako," he answered. "What about you, Chantel?" "I can eat 9 plus 1, and that equals 10, she said. Auntie Em smiled and said, "I will get 10 for me and tako for my friend Peter." Chantel quickly counted on her fingers and said, "You will need to get 20, Auntie Em." They had to cross the road to get to the river where the cockles lived in the sandy mud. There were no traffic lights in the country, so they had to look both ways. "No cars coming," they shouted. "Icky, sticky, pooey mud. Ooey gooey mud. Squelchy, welchy mud." The mud oozed up between their toes. On the way home, Auntie Em saw some rubbish on the riverbank. "Let's pick that up so it doesn't go down the river into the sea and kill my friends the whales." Auntie Em loved whales. Auntie Em, Nicholas shouted. "There is something in the mud. I wonder what it is." Auntie Em muttered, "Disgusting. Lazy people polluting my river." Nicholas started pulling. They all pulled and pulled, but no luck. It was stuck. Brum! Peter rode up. He saw them all pulling and heaving. "I have a good idea," he signed. Everyone nodded. "Yes, please." Brum! Brum! What could it be? It was so exciting. Gradually, the thing moved in the sticky mud. Well, finally it was free. "Yay, it's a little chair," Nicholas called. "It is so cute, but pooh, it stinks," said Chantel. Nicholas and Chantel jumped into the river, and soon the chair was sparkling clean, and so were they. After lunch, Auntie Em fetched the water blaster. She loved her water blaster. What a wonderful noise it made. She smiled happily to herself as the old paint came off. Psst. The decoration began. Nicholas chose green, his favourite colour. Peter chose a skull because he had one on his motorbike. Chantel chose a butterfly. Auntie Em chose a whale. The chair was totally transformed. Magnificent! But whose chair was it going to be? Auntie Em tried sitting on it. Peter tried sitting on it too. Nicholas and Chantal laughed and laughed and laughed. Nicholas looked around and saw his toys. It was perfect for them. Everyone clapped. Nicholas announced, "I will call it the Sava Chair." The last day of their holiday turned out to be the best day of all. With all the rubbish picked up, the kaimoana and the whales would now be safe. The little chair had been saved and had a new life as the Sava Chair. And that's the end of the story. And if you want to find out more about this story, you can visit veritasaotearoa.co.nz. Ka kite.
This is Suzy and Friends.
With Suzy Cato.
That was The Sava Chair by Jo Carson-Barr and read by your friend and mine, Suzy Cato. It was a request from Natalia, who has 3 of the books in Jo Carson-Barr's series about special chairs. And if you want to hear the story and see the illustrations, you can visit our website, suzy.co.nz, for a link to our YouTube channel. Suzy's read all 3 of Jo's books in her Suzy's Book Corner playlist, right there on our YouTube channel.
Plus a whole lot more. Hey, how about we have another listen to the sound in this week's game of What's That Sound? The competition with no prize. Are you ready? Whakarongo, listen up.
I'm sure I've heard that sound before. I just can't think where. How about you? Do you think you know? How about you give me a clue, eh?
La 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 la.
Did you give me a clue? If you did, I couldn't hear because Suzy had her hands over my ears going la 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 la.
Yes, I want to see if you can guess it by yourself. Hey, Trevor.
Yes, Suzy?
What's strange and secret and goes...
Oh, I don't know. What's strange and secret and goes...
I'll tell you at the end of Suzy and Friends. Right now, let's give a big warm Suzy and Friends welcome to Harry, who wants to talk about Sparrow Fart. Or should I say, the story Sparrow Fart.
Yay! Woohoo!
Welcome, Harry!
Hi, I'm Harry, and I'm reviewing the book Sparrow Fart by Samantha Logiston and illustrated by Scott Tulloch. It's a pretty good book for beginners and for young people starting to read picture books. It's easy to read for young readers, and also it has funny parts, and it's a comedy book. The book is about a little boy waking up way too early, and his nanny says that he's woken up at Sparrow Fart, and he's trying to find out what's the sound the sparrow makes from the behind. My favorite part is when the sparrow shouts, "Go back to sleep," and it's hilarious for a sparrow to intrigue everyone by shouting so loudly, being such a small bird. But the funny thing is that the boy never realized what the sparrow's fart ever sounded like because he went back to sleep before he could hear it. The illustrations were very good, especially on the characters and the animals. The message of the story is that you should sleep well and don't wake up too early. This book would really intrigue children about the age about to getting into primary school because it's repetitive, so they could easily pronounce the words and they would understand lots of the things happening just by looking at the pictures. This book is named Sparrow Fart by Samantha Logiston and illustrated by Scott Tulloch. My name's Harry. Bye.
Good work on the book review, Harry. Kia ora, thank you. So, do we ever find out in the book what a sparrow's fart sounds like?
To find out, you'll just have to taiho, wait, and read the Puka Puka, the book for yourself. Sparrow Fart by Samantha Lorgeson.
This is Suzy and Friends in a podcast where it's cool to kōrero.
And this week, I thought we could practice something really handy for school, or at home, or anywhere really. Kei te aha koe. What are you doing? Kei te aha koe. What are you doing?
So, like, I could be digging a hole in the middle of the footpath and you could come along and say...
Kei te aha koe. What are you doing?
Or I could be lifting a box out of the cupboard and you could say, Kei te ahia koe. What are you doing? Or I could be...
Taiho, hang on.
Okay.
Let's practice it first. How about you say it after me? Kei te aha koe. All together now? Kei te aha koe. What are you doing?
Who, me? What I'm doing is just waiting to tell you that Tasman and Bella are going to tell us what superpower they'd choose.
Are they ready now?
They sure are.
So, Tasman, if you had a superpower, what would it be?
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis? Well, what's telekinesis?
Well, you can move things with your mind, but you usually use your fingers so that it makes it easier.
Okay. Do you know anybody with telekinesis?
Not that's actual human.
But you would like telekinesis. Why would you like telekinesis?
I don't know, I'm lazy, can't be bothered to get up and get a drink.
So you want to actually be able to use your fingers and draw that glass closer to you.
Yeah, or just use it from the kitchen.
Yeah, excellent. Love it.
Pull it out of the drawer.
That sounds like a wonderful skill to have. Hey, now, Bella, tell us, if you had a superpower, what would it be and why?
To fly, because I don't like going on planes.
Okay, why don't you like going on planes?
I don't know, I get claustrophobic.
Sure, so it's not about the height or anything like that. Yeah. Where would you fly to?
Holland. I love Holland.
Why do you love Holland?
I don't know. I've always wanted to go to Holland.
Have you got relations in Holland?
Yeah, my mum's friend lives there.
So you've heard a bit about it. Yeah, the big windmills and... Oh, wonderful. Well, when you learn and you master the art of flying, will you take piggybacks? Will you be able to take me?
Maybe.
Oh, yay! I'm coming with you to Holland. Yay! Thank you, Bella.
Oh, those are two great superpowers to want to have. The ability to fly all by yourself, not in a plane, but all by yourself. And the other one, telekinesis. That's a good word. So you could use your mind to do all your mahi without having to even get up from the couch. I would, what did I do? I'd tidy the house, I'd make lunch, I'd walk my dog without having to lift a finger. If I had a dog...
You would definitely put that superpower to good use, wouldn't you, Trevor? How about you? What superpower would you have? The ability to fly? Telekinesis? Or the ability to guess what's that sound on the first listen? Whakarongo, let's listen to that sound one more time. It's the sound of... a cat purring. Did you guess it?
Oh, no, I thought it was like some kind of little motor. You know what I mean?
I guess you don't have the what's that sound answering superpower, Trevor. How about you? Did you guess it? Do you have the answering superpowers? We might have to put those powers to the test next week and see how good you really are.
I mean, good idea. Hey, but it's time for us to finish for this week right now. If you need to hear some more, feel free to go back to the start of the podcast series and work your way through back to here again.
And we'll be back next week with a whole new episode of Suzy and Friends for you. So a great big thank you to the tamariki just like you who were a part of the show today. Thanks to our jokey jokers, Ted and Quinn. Thanks to Harry for telling us all about the Puka Puka book, Sparrow Fart by Samantha Lorgeson. And thank you to Tasman and Bella for sharing the superpowers they'd like to have.
Thank you, Jo Carson-Barr, for letting Suzy share your story, The Sava Chair. Remember to check out our Suzy's Book Corner playlist on our YouTube channel for more stories read by Suzy. You'll also find a link on our website, suzy.co.nz.
Kia ora to the team at New Zealand On Air.
A big thank you to the team at RNZ, especially Brianna, Jamie, Steve, Tim and Tim, Phil and Duncan.
And Suzy and Friends in a Podcast just wouldn't be the same without you. So, kia ora e hoa. Thank you for joining us.
Remember, if you'd like to share a joke or a story or share some ideas for what you would like to hear on the podcast, email suzy@suzy.co.nz or go visit our website, suzy.co.nz.
We'll be here next week with loads more kids just like you sharing thoughts, talents and tales and lots more jokes.
Hey, have a great week.
Ka kite. Goodbye, my friend.
This is Suzy and Friends.
With Suzy Cato.